That's the heat gun. Let's go for 3. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Daniel, and you're on Hustle Every Day.
You could try to play it, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less. You check as I'm chess, what's happening?
Today, we're going to take a look at the DJI 1000, and we're going to see if we can tackle a problem, or if this unit can tackle a problem that I think everyone has faced at some point in time or another, and that's running out of power. Whether you're a cook in a kitchen, a photographer out on location, a camper, or a camper off-grid, either way, I don't think it matters, or much like myself, you just want to be prepared for power outages. Having a reliable source of power where you may not have it otherwise, especially today, is absolutely essential. And I think that's where the DJI Power 1000 might come into play. Now, DJI promises this to be a complete game changer in the portable power devices, but I want to see if it really lives up to all the hype. So we're going to find out by plugging it in to all sorts of different devices, not just one at a time either. We might hit 5, 6, 10 devices, some of them being power tools, washer, dryer, refrigerator. I don't know. We're going to see what we can find around the house, and we're going to try to max this thing out and see where it stops. So before we get to plugging things in, let's take just a moment to look at this power station and look at how it's set up. So on the front, we have a nice clear LCD display that essentially shows us everything we need to know. We've got the battery percentage, the input and output wattage, estimated runtime, all super handy. We also have a selection of ports like your AC ports, your USB-A ports, and USB-C, 2 of both. We also have, what makes it very unique, the port where we charge it, so your 120 volt AC port. And I say it makes it unique because most are going to have it around back, and that means that if you have a power station with the charger around back, you're not going to be able to push it flush against the wall. Now, the other differentiating factor is the SDC ports. Now, SDC is unique to the DJI power stations, and essentially it's a super fast charging function that allows you to connect different accessories. For example, I have the solar panel charger, but you can also put in things like a 12 volt accessory port, or otherwise a cigarette lighter. There's also accessories for fast charging drones. So essentially what this is going to do is put out the exact amount of power that you need, so it's not going to overpower or underpower, and it's going to charge your devices much quicker. Now, most people might start off slow plugging in one phone, but that's not what we do here. I want to get straight to putting this bad boy to the test. So we have a 2600 milliamp 11.1 volt RC battery, 1 cell phone, 2 cell phones, laptops plugged in, 1 cell phone's using a Type-C, the battery's using this multi-port, the cell phone's using this multi-port, and the laptop is using the other AC. So with that said, now we already have a little bit of wattage coming out from this because it's automatic, but let's go ahead and kick on this AC. There's a little button down there for that, and let's see what happens. Woo! No issues at all whatsoever. In fact, to charge everything, 2 phones, the battery, the laptop, at this point it looks like we're only doing about 43 watts. So as you can see, with the laptop, the battery, the 2 smartphones, Power 1000 handles all of that with ease. And the USB-C port actually even supports fast charging, which is pretty cool. It'll charge my phone at 16 watts. So now I want to see if it can handle a little bit more of a demanding load. So I have an air purifier over there, and I want to go ahead and plug in the air purifier. I want to see what happens. So let's get over there and plug it in. All right, so I was hoping this air purifier on speed 4 would really bump it up, but it did not at all. So I left my phone plugged in, the battery plugged in, did one of these lamps here, and the air purifier. And it looks like we're bouncing around between 38 and 40 watts, still at 100% charge. No issues at all whatsoever. So I feel like we're pretty dang good to go here. But as I'm sure most of you know that are watching this, so far, this has all been child's play. Most of us aren't worried about the air purifiers or the cell phones or the laptops. Though that stuff is nice to have when the power's out, the important stuff is the microwaves, the stoves, the washers, things of that nature. So let's take this test to the next level and go plug in some appliances. All right, guys, now we're getting into untested waters. I'll admit, I've plugged in the phones and the laptops before. I knew that was going to work. But now we have a Ninja air fryer. I know those things have to pull a good amount of power, and it's my favorite small appliance. So I've got to try it. But I'm not just going to turn it on. I'm going to put it on the highest and the hottest setting it has, which is 390-degree air fry, and we're going to see what happens. All right, so as you can see, it is plugged in. I have not turned on the power yet. So let's go ahead and kick the power on. As of right now, I'm sorry about the glare. I know that's probably terrible. It's not pulling anything. Let's come over to the Ninja air fryer, my favorite. Oh, it kicked right on, obviously, though. Let's go to Air Crisp. All right, here we go. See what happens. Woo, 1,000, 1,600, 1,700. Holy cow. 1,758 watts. I gotta be honest, it is running just fine. No issues at all. I'm gonna open this up. Don't judge me. Oh, it's getting hot. It's getting really hot really fast. That's what air fryers do. And it's working. Check it out. 800, 1,500, 1,753. Man, that is pulling 98. It's dropping the percentage a little bit too. But that is some heavy wattage being pulled from this power box. So it is expected that it's going to drop power a little bit quicker than something like a cell phone or a laptop. But the bottom line, that thing kicked right on. The power jumped up to 1,753 watts, but the air fryer had no issue at all whatsoever. All right, guys, so here we are in the laundry room. We've got the DJI Power 1000 sitting on top of the dryer. I'm going to plug in the washing machine. We'll see what happens. And then from there, we're going to go out into the garage and we're going to plug in some power tools. All right, as you can see, we have the washing machine plugged in. We've got the AC turned on. Let's see what happens. Oh, no problem at all whatsoever kicking it on. Let's start a cycle, see what happens, because obviously we're not pulling any power just to kick it on. Let's go to a heavy duty cycle, because why not? Give her a go and see what happens. I know there's that terrible glare, guys. I'm trying to 80, 82. I mean, no issue at all whatsoever. It may jump up a little bit more when it starts heating the water, but overall, it's running the washing machine without a hitch. All right, guys, earplug warnings, because I'm going to turn on some power tools, but not just one power tool. I'm going to turn on 3 power tools. And this also brings me to another point. I've heard some people say they wish there was more AC outlets. You can always use something like this. This is a cheap Dollar Tree outlet extender. You could run, I'm sure, a full surge protector from this thing and run quite a bit more than this. But for these purposes here, this is going to work. And what I'm going to do is somehow try to turn on all 3 of these pieces of equipment. Probably not at the exact same time, but I am going to have them running at the exact same time. And we're going to see if this can handle the load. So number 1. All right. Number 2. That's the heat gun. And let's go for 3. Woo! 24, 23. Holy crap. Now guys, that was an angle grinder, a heat gun on high, and a belt sander. That was legitimately 3 tools that pull quite a bit of power all individually, turned on at pretty much the exact same time, or pretty close to it, all running at the exact same time, and this held up. Now it is at 95% already, so it pulled some power quick, but I wanted to do this because I wanted to answer the question, would it be okay for a job site? And yeah, I really think it could be great, but I would recommend having something like a solar panel to charge it so that while you're using it, you can at least be supplementing a little bit of that power drain with the solar panels. I personally have a set of solar panels that I paid around $100 for on Amazon. They charge it pretty well. I'll put the link down below for those, along with the link for the DJI. But bottom line, this thing's kicking. It ran all 3 power tools, no issues. All right, we've plugged in everything from power tools to batteries to air fryers. There's only one other thing I can think of that would be important to me when the power's out. Obviously the TV, but I don't just have my TV plugged in to this one plug down here. I have my sound bar, my Google, my printer, my subwoofer, the picture frame. There is a whole slew of stuff plugged in with the one plug down there, and we're going to see if the DJI Power 1000 can keep up with my entertainment system. I almost forgot, also has my Ring security system hooked up over there. So, the one plug for everything. Screen just dims down to save power. You just tap the power button. Let's get the remote and see what happens. I see the picture frames on. I see the printers come back on. Is the TV gonna come on? I see the light lighting up. I see the sound bar turning on. Oh, no problem at all. What are we pulling? 200, 217, 220, 222. It's jumping up a little bit. About 222 watts. It is going to run this stuff all day long. No issues at all whatsoever. So yes, when your power's out, if you have the DJI Power 1000, you will still be able to watch all the TV you want. And if your router and modem is by your TV, then you can watch all the YouTube you want. Now, the very last thing I want to look at because it is just important as the discharge rate is the recharge rate. So let's go over here, we'll plug it in. I'll show you how you plug it in and how it charges. And we'll see what the time frame looks like to charge it up from, it is now at 94%, back up to 100%. And this is one other thing I wanted to show you, and it's going to be kind of hard to see, but right there it says 3-4 hours. It keeps jumping back and forth. That is telling me that with everything plugged in, I'm going to have 4 hours of charge time. So I said all night. Probably could watch TV all night long. But if we have everything running, you're going to get a little bit less time out of that. All right, and the last thing we're going to look at is exactly how this bad boy charges. You have your typical 3-prong plug. Kind of looks like what would hook into a laptop or a laptop charger, something like that. We're just going to pop this door open here. Plug her in. And this is what I was talking about, being able to push it flush up against a wall. You don't have to worry about that power cord coming back here. So with this plugged in, let's switch it to 1200 watts, which is nice. You can charge it at 600 watts or 1200 watts. If you're in a hurry, you got the 1200. If you got time to spare, you got the 600 watts there. Slow charge the battery. It will help make it last longer. And right before I cut off, because my dog was barking, I was going to show you that it said around 8 minutes to go from 93, 94% up to 100%. Unfortunately, I turned the camera off, walked away, came back, and as you can see, it is now showing full. So it is very quick charging. I have noticed when it's completely empty, it charges faster, up to about 75, 80%, and then that last 20% does take a little bit longer. So with that said, we know it can pretty much power everything. It charges quickly. You don't have to worry about waiting too terribly long for it to go from 0 to 100%. But there are also plenty of other portable power stations out there. So why go specifically with the DJI Power 1000? Now, before I tell you why, I do want to say I'm not sponsored by DJI. They did not send me this. This was purchased by me with my own money. I have no affiliation with DJI. But I do like this because of the combination of ports, the SDC fast charging, the design. It's very robust. It is a little bit heavier, but it feels durable. And I like that. So I think between all the features and the design, it definitely is a very serious contender in the power supply or power bank market. Now, I do understand it probably will be a bit of an investment for you. These things are regular $999, but let me be honest, I picked this one up on sale for $380 off of Amazon. I did recently look and they're running around $500. Like I said, I'll put the link down below in the description, but keep your eyes open because they do go on sale for under $400. And I think that the versatility and the reliability and just everything about this really makes it a potential worthwhile purchase, or at least a worthwhile consideration if you are looking at the power supply or looking in the power supply market. So with that said, what is the verdict on this? I would say that the DJI Power 1000 is very powerful, very versatile, and as far as I can tell, it definitely delivers on what DJI has promised. I think it's perfect for the outdoor enthusiast, a drone pilot, a photographer, basically anyone that wants to have extra power on the standby. This is a good option. So if you're looking for a reliable, oh my dog, if you're looking for a reliable and a robust power station, I think the DJI 1000 is definitely worth considering. With that said, guys, I appreciate you watching. I appreciate your comments down below. If you've already purchased one or if you're considering purchasing one, let me know what you think and what options you're looking at. You folks have an incredible day. Hit that like button if you like videos like this. Hit that sub button, the bell notification, you know, all that good stuff. It helps me out a lot. Doesn't cost you anything. And until next time, you folks take it easy.